morning. Happy Mother's Day. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalists of Southold, formerly the First Universalist Church of Southold. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we welcome you. Today we are gathering on the traditional lands of the Ammonhansuk Nation. My name is Virginia Cava, and I am a member of this congregation. We are so glad to see you, whether you are visiting for the first time or come often. If you are not on our mailing or email lists, please sign our guest book on the welcome desk as you enter from the parking lot. You will then receive the Free Spirit newsletter each month and hear about upcoming events. Copies of the newsletter are on the action table. Please like us on our Facebook page, Unitarian Universalists of Southold, UU. We stream our services there, and you can find past services archived. The action table has other information that you may find interesting. Also for your use, masks and hand sanitizer if you wish. We offer many ways to serve this community, from providing hospitality, flowers, and ushering on Sunday mornings, to joining our social action and other committees. Please stay after the service for coffee, refreshments, and lively conversation. And Nancy and Ralph are offering a tour of our native garden as well afterwards. On the back of your order of service are announcements, and I'm going to go through those briefly. On May 12th, and on a weekly basis, I guess now it's every Monday, we have yoga and meditation with Nancy Bayless at 4 p.m. May the 14th, we have the SAC and 8th Principal Task Force meeting at 4 o'clock. May 16th, we have game night and a free spaghetti dinner. So I know we have it listed as 5:30 to 8, but the ads went out as 5 o'clock start. So if we have any volunteers, please come a little earlier because we might have people come in as early as 5. On May 17th, we have a memorial service for our lovely Malcolm Day at 3 p.m. And May 18th Sunday service will feature Tijuana Fulford and the youth from the Butterfly Effect Project. It would be wonderful for us to attend that one because of all the late events that happened to the Butterfly Effect Project. May 25th is the Garden of the Mind with Reverend Friesman, and May 30th is a meeting of the North Fork Action Center at 4 p.m. Are there any other announcements to do with the church and our activities? Nobody?
Has anybody seen the collection plates, the wooden things? They're in the way back. Thank you. Somebody put them in the way back, please. Thanks.
Okay, now it's time where we greet our neighbor. Our opening words are those of Barbara J. Pescan. For the beauty of the earth, this spinning blue-green ball, yes. Gaia, mother of everything, we walk gently across your back to come together again in this place, to remember how we can live, to remember who we are, to create how we will be. Gaia, our home, the lap in which we live, welcome us. Now please join us as you are able in our opening hymn, number 97, Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child. Please join me in our words of affirmation. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. we will collect the offering to continue the work of this congregation.
Again, sorry about what's going on with the Constitution and government and law. This is a joy for the biggest volunteers in the entire community up on the stage today. I don't know anybody who devotes more time to causes and costumes and everything else. Thank you.
This is a stone of concern for Margaret Brown, who's in Southampton, that she starts to recover from pneumonia and other health issues. This is a stone for all the people who show up on Thursday evenings in Greenport from 7 to 7:30 with their signs, letting people know that we don't agree with what's going on.
Not done the Beacon of Light rally, which Mary was talking about, is a really important way to lift our spirits in the midst of all of this horrible news. I'm so joyful that our friend Seal is here, and I assume these are your flowers or not? No. Whoever bought those flowers, they are fabulous. Oh, Randy, they're fabulous. Stone for the rally. And for these gorgeous flowers.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm so glad to see Seal back after much too long. Thank you for this doing.
I want to drop a stone for all the moms. I'm sorry. I want to drop a stone for all the mothers and the people who've acted as mothers and all the great aunts and grandmas and basically everybody here.
For Mary, who is not here now, I saw her this morning. Yeah. Yeah, for the election of Pope Leo XIV.
Let us remember there are old joys and sorrows that go unspoken for many reasons, but we are not alone. Hold one another in our hearts. heard today are the words of Nancy Wood, number 553. Earth, cure me. Earth, receive my woe. Rock, strengthen me. Rock, receive my weakness. Rain, wash my sadness away. Rain, receive my doubt. Sun, make sweet my song. Sun, receive the anger from my heart. Our responsive reading today is number 551, Earth, Teach Me. Earth, teach me stillness as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth, teach me caring as parents who secure their young. Earth, teach me limitation as the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth, teach me resignation as the leaves which die in the fall. Earth, teach me regeneration as the seed which rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. We have a real special treat today in that Ralph Reinertsen and Nancy DePauw Reinertsen, co-founders of Rewild Long Island, are here to speak about rewilding and healing Mother Earth. More than pleased to have them here. They're old-time friends. As a matter of fact, Nancy's and my children trick-or-treated together. So happy to see them back and have them speak here today, so thank you.
that includes all the nurturers of life, people, plants, pets, and wildlife, all of us who nurture nature, Mother Nature. Man is a part of nature, and his war against nature is inevitably a war against himself. By Rachel Carson.
I'd just like to make one correction. We're co-founders of Rewild in Norfolk. Rewild is a island-wide firm that started 6 years ago in Port Washington. We're just lately there. Another correction is that Nancy is the true co-chair. She's the volunteer extraordinaire. I was voluntold. So, Rewild aims to restore a balance between people and all aspects of nature. Rewilding is a practice of sustainable landscaping with an emphasis on native plants. Insects, bees, birds, butterflies depend on native plants. We depend on them for our food. No bees, no birds, no butterflies, no food. Rewilding our landscape increases biodiversity and climate resistance. We need to live in harmony with nature, not try to tame or conquer her. We need to learn that every action has a reaction, and we would guard against our actions being harmful or contrary to nature, but rather than being beneficial. As a sidelight, sorry, we have it scripted, but I go off script, unfortunately, for her. It can be a daunting task, what we're talking about. And I learned a lesson. I was widowed very early. My first wife died. I had 2 young daughters. It was a struggle. On Mother's Day, I used to get cards. I was walking in the hallway. I looked in my older daughter's room. I knew there was a carpet in the room because I had put it down. However, you couldn't see the color, you couldn't see the texture, you couldn't see anything. So I called her over and I said, look at your room. And she says, does it bother you? And I said, yes. And she reached in and closed the door. She said, does it bother you now? And I said, no, you're right. Fight battles you can win. Pick your poison. We're not asking for 100% compliance. We're asking for a little bit. And remember, one of our mantras are, weeds win. Do the best you can, and then enjoy them also.
It's true. So we have a credo, Rewild has a credo that we strive to live by, as shown by the crown. And in my estimation, in our estimation, Mother Nature needs her crown back. We need to honor her the way she needs to be honored, or she should be. So we would like to bring that back, bring it back full circle, close the loop, bring back the crown to Mother Nature. And so that is, and we'll go through it,
Right.
simple, crown.
The C part, it's an acronym. The C part is compost. We have to return the waste, what we call waste, back to nature. One of the things that's been talked about a great deal are the glass leaf blowers. And we saw a tremendous display here of grannies against the blower. The grannies won. I was betting on the leaf blower. I lost $20 to her. It's all my money anyway. So think of the forest. No one's raking the forest. The leaves fall, and those plants look magnificent.
That's right. Most of the plants look magnificent. So if you leave the leaves where they fall, or, as Randy's shown us, you can rake them into a pile, put them in your compost pile, which we believe that everybody should have many ways. There are many ways of composting, and we like to talk about all the many ways. You can just push them into your garden beds and let them decompose as they are meant to. If you think about it, and if you know, a lot of people complain and they say, remember when we were younger and we would, well, all of us except for you would remember this probably. You would drive and then Dad would pull into the gas station and there was that thing that you would wash the windshield because there were all these dead insects on the windshield. Remember that? When was the last time you had to do that? Right? Not in a while. People then tell me, man, I wonder what happened to the fireflies. I don't see any fireflies anymore. Well, come to my yard. We'll give you a glass of wine, and you'll see the fireflies. Fireflies actually overwinter in what we technically call them in horticultural language, leaf litter. The leaves fall. Many fireflies, morning cloak, butterflies, queen, bumblebees, they overwinter in what drops to the ground, and they need that. So when you're blowing away those leaves and you leave the earth bare, you leave Mother Earth bare, well, what you're getting is, as he said, weeds win. You get the weeds in, and then you don't get those fireflies, the moths, the butterflies. So you've done that. You do that to nature. You've taken nature's natural compost away. The nutrients in the leaves and the fallen branches, they make for really rich soil and humus, not hummus. We like to eat that. But the earth, Mother Earth, likes to eat humus, which is the leaves and broken down, decomposed leaves and branches and all that. So that comes down. The nutrients in the leaves make that. And if you think about it, they provide habitat for all kinds of wildlife, not just the ones that I mentioned, but then there's also the mycorrhizae, which you might or might not have heard of, but I'm kind of a plant nerd, and that's the fungus that grows underground and helps the roots of the trees talk to each other and helps all of nature. So the unseen fungus that is underground, the mycorrhizae, that's the life force of the soil. And it does its magic, breaking down all of the and such. I can go on and on about.
Yeah, I'm looking for where all this is on the paper. I don't remember writing that.
No.
Okay, moving on. R from the crown is recycle, reuse, and return back to its state. We create huge landfills. We should be thinking about how can we reuse the product that we're throwing away. On a practical point of view, the town of Southold is having discussions now what to do with its waste product because Brookhaven is going to close that landfill, which then means that the cost of shipping all of this material is going to be greater. And we know who pays for that. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can reduce the amount of the non-recycled product, we will reduce our own costs. Every action has a reaction.
That's right. So when you think about it, let's reuse what we can. Let's reduce what we don't need. Do you really need to go shopping that much? Do you have to? I mean, well, the candy in front of the register, that's one thing, but do you need to sit there and I mindlessly put things in your shopping cart on, Amazon and all of that? Let's reduce that. We don't need that. We were talking about reusing, and I know for a fact that our good friend Virginia was sewing her little heart away at the cafe, the Repair Cafe. Again, think about it. I used a phrase and Ralph said, what is that, fast fashion? I said, yeah, that fast fashion. That's like the cheap clothes that you buy because they're in style this year, this season, and then they're such bad, poor quality that you can't wear them after you wash them a few times. Well, you can't give them to Cass because it looks like garbage, and you can't do that. That's rude. If it's cotton, I cut it up, use it as rags, and then I throw those rags into my compost. Yeah, it takes a long time before it breaks down, but so what? I've got time. It'll eventually break down and will be reused again. So think about what you can do to reduce, to reuse, to recycle. Oh, and those plastic pots, for example, in that you get all of those plants in. Well, Deep Roots Farm, while you're dropping off your food scraps at Deep Roots Farm, you can drop off some of those plastic pots that you've already used. She's been doing that for years. Beds and Borders over in Laurel, they have a program. They'll take all of those plastic pots and trays. They actually, if what they can't use, they send it to a manufacturer or recycler that does that. So just think about what you're doing.
The O stands for organic gardening. We would like to eliminate as much as possible the use of pesticides, herbicides, fungicides. Those of us with our Latin background, side, C-I-D-E, means killing. And what else are we killing besides the targeted implement? Are we killing other pollinators? Quick story, we raise mason bees. Mason bees don't sting, all they do is pollinate. The first year we sprayed for organic ticks. But the ticks weren't organic, we sprayed organically for ticks. And we had a horrible crop of mason bees.
The eggs,
Couldn't
the
understand
cocoons.
it. They live in little condos, little tubes. So we went to Laura from Coffee Pot Sellers, asked us, she said, well, mason bees have tremendously sensitive noses. You didn't kill them, but they smelt whatever you sprayed and wouldn't come out of their house. The last year, we sprayed nothing. Played a little music for them to come out, but you know. And we had an abundance of them. One action that we did that we thought we were doing well changed the whole biodynamic of what was going on. We now have 2 Mason bee hotels for them. And I'm proud to say 18 in each tube, 18 tubes are now filled. And we put them out about 2 weeks ago without spraying. It's a small thing, but effective. Yeah?
Sure. So use your compost as natural fertilizer. Use your fallen leaves as mulch. Think about it. Plants are light eaters. There's a great book called The Light Eaters. Plants eat light. They take the light and use water and air and turn that into carbon, and then they make sugars, they make complex carbohydrates. They will pull nitrogen from the air and store it in its roots. People know that, but if you do know that clover is a good nitrogen fixer, beans are good nitrogen fixers. It stores it in its roots. All of that carbon that you are throwing away, that of course, Randy has shown us, don't throw away your leaves, all of that goes back into the ground as your natural fertilizer. If you spray, even that organic sprays, well, you're spraying for mosquitoes, right? Well, the mosquito has wings. It's flying away. It smells it, it sees it, it's going away. It's going to your neighbors. As soon as the truck leaves, it comes back. So that doesn't work. I have little cards in the back. We have mosquito dunks. There's easy peasy system for trying to kill to kill the mosquitoes before they become adults, because the adults are going to get away from them. So the pesticide that you spray to kill that bug, that bug is eaten by a bird, by a fish. And you know that it's going to, then the bird is going to die, the fish is going to die, poisoning our waters. We live on Long Island, sole source aquifer. You're poisoning your waters, you're poisoning your soil. Think about it. Let's get smart. So, yeah.
Perfect lead into the W of the crown, which is water-wise. If you plant native plants, they need much less water than the exotics. Lawns require more water than plants. 70% of all the water used in Southold town during the summer is used for irrigation. And we keep hearing it, we're running out of water. As Nancy also said, water is non-replaceable. If we poison it, we're in deep trouble. Yeah.
Sure. So when we bought this property, we had lots and lots of lawns, 3/4 of an acre of lawns and exotic plants. Little by little, we're carving that up and carving up the lawn and making bigger and bigger beds, garden beds. It's a process, but that's fine. You know, we just keep on doing that. We water, we well water, we irrigate once a week if we need to, and we water deeply. The problem with turf grass is that it's got impossibly short roots. Those roots are 2 to 4 inches. So if you plant little blue stem, which we planted in the garden back there, or some of the grasses that you have in the front, those have 2 to 3 feet of roots. So they are going deep down into the earth, into Mother Earth to get the water. They are capturing the water, they're keeping it. They control the erosion because they've got the roots. You're not getting all of that runoff. We use rain barrels. Oh, when we water, we also have, actually we don't have it because we inherited a real old system, but you can get one of those systems that's a smart water meter. How many times do you drive by and it's raining and people are irrigating? Come on, let's get smart. We use rain barrels. We got a refund, and one of the things was a rain barrel. So we'll give you the information about that. We got this rain barrel, put it in, it rained. We was like, wow, this is easy. This is free water. We immediately got another rain barrel. And I'm trying to think about where we're going to put another rain barrel or another rain garden. So you think about permeables on our corner when you drive by after the rain. There's a huge puddle. Why? Not in front of our house, because we have stones. We have a permeable surface for the driveway. Everybody else has got that black tar. So the water's got to go somewhere. And use mosquito dunks in the buckets, and I'll tell you more about that, yeah.
And finally, the N is, as you might have guessed, native plants.
Yes.
Over the millions of years that both have been on the planet, the plants and pollinators have evolved together. They're dependent upon each other. Introduction of non-native plants sort of stymies the process that has been created by Mother Nature. Again, everyone loves the beautiful plants, everyone loves the beautiful flowers, the beautiful smells, and so on. So as I said at the beginning, you can do both. But please at least make sure there are some native plants for our pollinators that depend upon them.
Yeah. So I'm not giving up my peonies. I happen to love peonies. Peonies are beautiful. They've got all of these fluffy petals. Well, the bees can't get in there. Ants can't climb up and that, but that's not really what counts. If you have echinacea, coneflower, if you have the straight species, or it's flat, like a sunflower. And bees and wasps, and we'll be able to go in there, they can pollinate, they can get the pollen, they can get the nectar. That's easy. But then there's, and I only have one, it's called a powwow, orange echinacea. It's really pretty. It's full of like lots of leaves. It's useless for the pollinators. So I only have one. I've got lots of the other straight species. So you need to have both. Another example, and we saw our very first hummingbird this morning. Little tiny, beautiful little hummingbird. And hummingbirds' long, thick beaks evolved alongside of certain flowers. You know that they like red. So 1,000 feet up in the air, hummingbird is flying. It sees red, it comes down, and with its long, thin beaks and that tubular flower, they are made for each other. That's thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years of coevolution. So the birds, their beaks evolved even longer, became longer, and then the flowers say, hey, these are good. Let's get longer, more tubular flowers. Let's do that, and let's see what happens. And so that, I think, is beautiful. As Ralph said, it's the symbiotic relationship. So non-native plants are not bred for the birds or the bees or the butterflies. They're bred for us. They're bred for the beautiful flowers or the scent or the long bloom time. They don't serve a place in nature. I'm not saying like get rid of all of them. Get rid of a lot of them, little by little. Last example, there's a plant, it's called a butterfly bush. Everybody planted it all over the place. It has butterfly in its name, Buddleii davidii. Yeah, right. It is useless. It's an Asian import. It's got these long flowers, long tubular flowers. Yes, the bees can go and pollinate it, but the problem is the nectar is useless. It's like cocaine. They keep on going over and over again, and you're sitting there going, oh, look how wonderful, look at all the butterflies, they keep on going back. Well, it's like another example is like a potato chip versus a baked potato. That nectar doesn't give them anything. It doesn't give them the fat, it doesn't give them the nutrients, it doesn't give them the sugars. Not good. So the invasive plants that are choking the trees or escaping our gardens and going into the woods, you know, all of that English ivy or the Japanese honeysuckle and all that, that's not helping anybody. The deer don't eat them, right? So what do? We keep on planting more non-native plants like Japanese barberry, that reddish plant that's got all of those thorns. It's bad, right? It's terrible. But the deer won't eat them. So that's why when we bought our house, we had it all over the place. And I'm like, oh, isn't this wonderful? Well, my last story is that there is an explosion of Lyme disease and other tick-borne diseases here on Long Island. And there is an explosion of lawns, too. So we have lawns. It's non-native. We have the non-native plants. Well, the lawns, a lot of it comes from Kentucky, so that's Kentucky bluegrass, so it's not native to this area. So the loss of habitat for deer, that's our fault too. And then you have this Japanese barberry with its thorns. The deer don't eat it, but the deer have to have, the ticks need one, the first blood meal is a large mammal, the deer. The second blood meal is usually the white-footed mouse that lives under the Japanese barberry because it's nice and cool, and they like it there. And the third blood meal is you and me, right? So if you change it up a little bit, you're not gonna have so much Lyme disease and, you know, the Lone Star and all that.
No, thank you very much for your attention. I would like to read a little thing from our website. Rewild Long Island promotes sustainable landscaping. We provide education and tools for residents of our communities to replace sterile, conventional monocultures with wildlife-friendly, vibrant natives and organic gardens. Join us. Yeah, and try reading that 3 times. I will have to say, on a quick sidelight, this is a beautiful service. This is my first experience with it. And it's very uplifting and powerful. Coming from a background of the Latin Mass, where no one knew what was going on, even the altar boys, this is a refreshing breath of fresh air. Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, we will. And thank you, Charlotte. The music is beautiful, beautifully chosen. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Our meditation words are those of Rachel Carson. Nature has introduced a great variety into the landscape, but man has displayed a passion for simplifying it. Thus he undoes the built-in checks and balances by which nature holds the species within bounds. Those who contemplate the beauty of the earth find reserves of strength that will endure as long as life lasts. There is something infinitely healing in the repeated refrains of nature, the assurance that dawn comes after night and spring after winter. Please join us as you are able to sing our closing hymn, number 116, I'm on my way.
They
We're seeing the italics last words. Thank you, Charlotte, and our chorus. Our final words are a poem by Emily Dickinson. This is one of her longer ones, but I think it's beautiful and appropriate, so please indulge me. Nature, the gentlest mother, impatient of no child, the feeblest or the waywardest, her admonition mild. In forest and the hill by traveler is heard, restraining rampant squirrel or too impetuous a bird. How fair her conversation a summer afternoon, her household, her assembly, and when the sun goes down, her voice among the isles incites the timid prayer of the minutest cricket, the most unworthy flower. When all the children sleep, she turns as long away as will suffice to light her lamps. Then, bending from the sky with infinite affection and infiniter care, her golden finger on her hip, wills silence everywhere. Please join me in extinguishing our chalice.